Malawi is listed among the most vulnerable countries to the impact of climate change. The impact is so severe that the country is frequently hit by cyclones, floods, dry spells, and intermittent rainfall pattern. These effects of climate change have disrupted socio-economic development of the country due to the loss of human life, infrastructure, housing, crops, and livestock. Science has made it clear we are running out of time. As climate change is accelerating, disrupting our development path and threatening the very survival of people, local farmers living in flood-prone areas are left destitute, without food, housing, and no hope for the future.
Sinjuka sasa mafuta amene timakumana nayo mambiri ziwetu zina zimapita anthu onso minda imapita komanso osati mindaso koma ife kwathu kumene maonera ana asukulu amachoka mbali ya uku kupita uku ndiye kuti ukazaza ana sapitanso ku sukulu ndi amene mafuta ambiri timapezana nayo.
Environmental degradation, which is slowly taking toll, prompted the government of Malawi to join a team of senior negotiators of climate change who, through the Conference of Parties, COP25, signed the Compact of Life AR in Malawi. This is the least developed countries' initiative for effective adaptation and resilience, championed to restore degraded ecosystems as well as transforming the livelihoods of communities amidst climate change.
When we came to 2019, and this was in Madrid, Spain, when we had the COP25, the 25th Conference of the Parties in Madrid, Spain, where Malawi was represented. We had our head of delegation that time, and we did sign the compact for the life area in Madrid, Spain. So Malawi was brought in as one of the front-runner countries to champion implementation of the life area. And this is what we have done together with a few other countries, those that we call first cohort countries. And then we have a project happening in Malawi, in Rumpi, Salima, and Mangochi. The communities are benefiting in one or the other.
Life AR initiative aligns with several government policies that are aimed at managing the impact of climate change in Malawi.
The other policy is to do with the Malawi 2063, which looks at having a resilient nation, which is wealth, and of course by creating wealth, making people more resilient. And in particular, when you look at the pillars and enablers of Malawi 2063, we have enabler number 7, which talks about environmental sustainability. And when we are talking about environmental sustainability, it means we're also looking at how are we going to manage environment through climate action.
Government, through the Ministry of Natural Resources and Climate Change, is implementing Life AR initiative using what they call business unusual. This approach enables communities to take lead by identifying problems they face and suggest possible solutions. To achieve this, 70% of the funds goes into the communities, thereby facilitating the process of decentralization. In order to achieve total community participation, government has partnered with civil society organizations and academia to help implement the initiative.
IFR is an initiative, it's not a project. So as an initiative, it has several areas that it focuses on. Okay, so there are offers which the least developed countries do provide, and there are asks which the least developed countries also ask the donor community, those that are supporting climate-related initiatives, to also do their part. So one of these offers is that whole of society approach, where it's not only the government that is working on this initiative, but everybody has to be taken on board. So we're talking of those from the grassroots all the way up the ladder. So as a CSO, we are there as a member and chair of the task team.
A number of interventions aimed at strengthening community resilience and adaptation are taking place in the pilot phase of Life AR initiative. Activities such as land restoration, irrigation and tree planting are currently underway in Salima, Mangochi and Rumpi districts.
We are aiming to reach as countrywide as possible, but we started with 3 districts. One from the south, which is Mangochi, and then we have in the central Salima, and in the north Lumpi. So as I mentioned, due to vulnerabilities, we had a criteria on selecting the districts. So we understood that as the time we were starting the initiative, the 3 districts were highly vulnerable, and also we looked at the scale of implementation of programs. You find that other districts, there are quite a lot of projects happening, and these districts, the 3 of them, we thought like if we bring in Life AR, we'll bring a change, and also we will synergize with other few projects which are happening in those other districts.
This is Mangochi District Council, one of the beneficiary districts of Life AR initiative. The council received funds amounting to 454 million kwacha for the implementation of the initiative. District Commissioner for the council has expressed his satisfaction with the progress made, as the initiative is going to transform the lives of the communities who have been facing challenges due to climate change.
We are benefiting from this initiative in the way that the initiative is trying to bring a technical approach to combat the effects of climate change, but also to mitigate the climate change effects. It's bringing in interventions to do with equipping our farmers to switch from just relying on rainfall, that is natural rainfall, that's departing from rainfall agriculture, probably coming to irrigation, where we'll be doing farming using irrigation.
Local farmers in Mangochi identified the problems they are facing due to climate change and proposed solutions, which the district council is supporting. These farmers are mostly hit by dry spells and intermittent rain patterns. So, through the Area Development Committee, they asked the council to revamp an 18-hectare irrigation scheme so that they can grow rice and other crops.
Kunoko vula imavuta kwambiri kubwera. Pena imabwera mochedwa, pena imatha kusiya nsanga. Nde chifukwa cha chitukuko chimene ichi taona kuti chifukwa cha kusintha kwa nyengo ndiye kuti mvula ikakazoti sitinakolole bwino, anthu athu kudya kuno azipita ku skimu komwe kuzichitika ulimi wa mpunga, mbali ina kuzichitika ulimi wa chimanga. Nde ifeyo ndi chitukuko chimenechi tamba kupindula maka magawo osiyanasiyana, kupatula skimu, tayendanso maphunziro osiyanasiyana, maphunziro okhuza za gender, mmene tingayendesere ndalama zathu, chifukwa chitukuko cha Life AR chasiyana ndi zitukuko zonse. Chitukuko chimene chichi omwe tizipanga zambiri zokhuzana kupanga kwa ndalama tizipanga ifeyo a community ngati IDC.
Life AR is an inclusive initiative, as it leaves no one behind. The young and the old, men and women, including people with disabilities, everyone is participating and benefiting.
Kusikimu uri kulithandiza chifukwa anthu tikalima kumene kuti mapindula timakula ndithu zochuluka, ndizomwe tikufuna ndiloti atimangire mpanda waya, atimangire waya kuti anthu ajasamata asamalowe, komanso kubweretsa mapampu kuti azikoka madzi azibweretsa mkadeni.
The farmers are hopeful that once the irrigation scheme is revived, their livelihoods will be transformed. The scheme, which is located at Nkuda Wachete, will enable farmers to cultivate 3 times a year.
Yabwa Life AR yana kuti itikozera makanalo, itipangira zituko zambiri kuti chingira waya kunyanja ukupoti mvua amativuta. Ndeta una kuti tipindula kwambiri fati zilima kokwana katatu.
Salima is another district that has also been heavily affected by the effects of climate change. Floods, dry spells and soil erosions are some of the hazards that have been causing damage among the communities, most of whom rely on fishing. The implementation of Life AR initiative has brought hope in the district as interventions such as restoration of forests, revival of deserted fish dams, and identification of an irrigation site are taking place.
First and foremost is to indicate that we have started receiving this funding in January. So the first part was purely the preparatory works like stakeholder engagement, where we identified the stakeholders that we'll be working with. So we have spent a lot of effort and the usage of the resources in doing the preliminary works. But from there now we're rolling out, we're going into the actual work, especially in the infrastructure projects.
The communities have expressed their gratitude with the interventions, especially that they are fully participating in the implementation process. Through Life AR, farmers in Paulo village have received fruit trees which they are planting in their home.
Pamina kwabwela zathu Life AR kudzati gwira dzanja nchonga yorinjira zimene mapanga alipiritsa patsogolo lipatsanja zamakono. Ndebe iwowa abwera ndi njiro zawo zamakonodi komanso apangapo zinthu ziwiri zitatu zimene kwathu kunoku zonse kuti kusinthadi. Mwazina nimene tafika pano alipatsa mitundu itatu ya mitengo, gawo loyamba ni mango, nthoji komanso ngakhale sungwi.
In other districts like Rumpi, the impact of climate change is visible in the gullies made along the roads and the washing away of soil in the mountains,
causing the flooding of Chitimba River, which washes away crops and livestock.
As part of the interventions, the District Council, through the Department of Water, has constructed a hydrometric station which will be measuring water levels in order to warn communities about the impending danger.
One of the interventions we're doing is the construction or installation of a hydrometric water monitoring station. So behind my back you can see there is a house which is called DCP House, a data collection platform whereby we will install the hydrometric equipment. The whole purpose of installing the hydrometric gadget is to be measuring water from the leaf.
We also lined up some of the flood control measures, like the flood monitoring system, water monitoring system. We'll put it in one of the areas as a station to monitor the water flow, the water levels in these rivers.
There have been worries among the beneficiaries that the pulling off of aid by the United States might affect the continuation of Life AR initiative.
Through the Secretariat, we are still fundraising for more funding through other avenues, and Malawi is also encouraged to internally look for development partners that can assist us, to get the funding and continue with, the initiative in the communities.
We need more programs like this to be able to support our vulnerable communities to cope with the effects of climate change. And then also I just want to thank the partners that are supporting or providing resources under the Life AR. We have UK government, which is providing resources through the FCDO. And then we also have Ireland through Irish Aid. And then we also have support from US and Canada. They are providing resources to support us in this Life AR initiative. So we also want to appeal to other partners to come in, because we believe that this is an initiative that can work because it is targeting the communities, and the communities are providing the solutions to the problems that they are facing.
In the first phase of Life AR initiative, Malawi has received £700,000. Currently, the initiative is targeting 3,000 households in the pilot phase, but it is expecting to reach out to other districts